Hey guys, so today's tutorial is going to be on this look here. So this is going to be something that is a little bit more vampy, a little vampire-y, just getting you ready for the fall spirit. So if you want to see how I got this look, just continue to watch and I will see you in the tutorial. Alright, bye. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be using this fellow, and this is the Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer. It is the exact same thing as the MAC 24-hour waterproof eye base. So we are just going to chuck that on all over our eyelids and we're gonna go from there. I'm using a Real Techniques 200 brush to do this, but you can do whatever you want. You could use your fingers, you can use a brush, you could use a fluffy brush. Doesn't really matter. So I have this gigantic palette of mine which has a whole bunch of well-loved eyeshadows in it. We're gonna kind of be playing around with just different colors from both sides of this to get this look that I kind of have pictured in my head. So this should be on just long enough, and I'm going to take a 217 from MAC and we're going to dip this into Kid, which it's right here smack dab in the middle. It's just like a light neutral brown, so nothing crazy. You could use Kid or Wedge or something like that. And this is going to be our transition color, or our crease color. Our first crease color. Let's see if we can get this going today. So we're going to work that through the crease, obviously, because that's what we're doing, and then we're also going to work this underneath our lower lash line. Cork, which looks like this. It's more of a orange-based brown. So this e.l.f. smudge brush is a nice little tiny brush that I've even crimped smaller. I've just like pushed it on the counter until it was like super thin. But what's nice about this smudge brush is one, it's a super cheap brush, but two, it's really nice and precise. So I'm gonna just smack this kind of right through the socket bone. So then you're gonna have something that looks a little bit like that. So it's just kind of like a nice soft cut crease type thing. It's not like a harsh, like, I put black eyeliner through my crease bone, but it has a, you know, that same style. So I just put espresso through the crease again, and that is just going to help with making it a little bit darker. I'm going to go back in with the 217 and soften that out, just so it's not so harsh. Both of these eyes are caught up to each other. What we're going to be doing next is we're going to be taking a Chanel number 20 brush, which is just going to be a fluffy eyeshadow brush, kind of like a 224 but more pointed. And we're gonna be taking Brown Script, which is a really orangey brown. And we're going to be working this through the crease. I wanted to make this feel a little bit warmer. I just love the idea of like a warm fall type eye. And that's what we're doing. So a warm fall type eye, very like, I want it to feel haunting, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just the fall season is coming and I'm ready for it. Both of these eyes are caught up to each other. What we're gonna be doing next is we're gonna be taking a Chanel number 20 brush, which is just going to be a fluffy eyeshadow brush, kind of like a 224 but more pointed. And we're gonna be taking Brown Script, which is a really orangey brown. And we're going to be working this through the crease. I wanted to make this feel a little bit warmer. I just love the idea of like a warm fall type eye. And that's what we're doing. So a warm fall type eye, very like, I want it to feel haunting, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just the fall season is coming and I'm ready for it. Another e.l.f. little shading smudge brush, and I'm gonna take it with gesso, which is pure white, pack that underneath my brow bone, and this is going to be our highlight. It looks crazy now, I know, but we're gonna blend it out with some of our first transition color, the Kid color, and no one's gonna know. Kid color again, and then just go over top of it and blend that back in to your natural skin tone color. And if you're obviously a darker skin tone, a darker complexion, you don't want to use white. I am just a white boy, so I can get away with it. But if you're in a darker complexion, obviously make sure you're using something that is appropriate for your skin tone. You can use a face powder or something that will be just a small bit lighter. So Nightingale through the waterline, which is always a fun thing to do. So that, woo-wee! That inside the waterline. Both sides, we'll do the top liner with the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner in Perversion. And I'm gonna start off with a thin-ish line. And before it sets, I'm going to blend it out, and I'm gonna just take another e.l.f. brush. Look at all these e.l.f. brushes today. e.l.f. blending eyeshadow brush. So then we have that smokiness on the top of our eye. We're also gonna take it and run it in the outer corner underneath the waterline. Blend that out, give it a quick little wiggle. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a tiny bit of mascara. This is going to be the extended play mascara like always. It's just my favorite. It comes off really well and it doesn't make me want to cry because sometimes mascara, when I'm trying to take it off, it's just too much work and I don't want to do that. But we're gonna do a nice hearty coat of this stuff today. All right, so that is the mascara, which I think finishes off the eyes quite nicely. And for the lips, I would do this color, which is called Marquee. And this is a MAC Ultimate lipstick. I like the formulation of these because they're soft, but they're also hydrating. They're also really, really hydrating. So they hydrate and keep your lips nicely conditioned. I think especially for the fall season, that's very, very important. All right, and then just to kind of finish off this look, I do have obviously full face on, so nice highlights and contours already kind of built into the skin. So just to give myself a little bit more definition, I would say, I'm gonna be using this blush from MAC. It's called Next to Skin. It's beautiful, beautiful. It's a very taupey gray tone blush. And you know, with this kind of dead look feel, I guess, I'm gonna be, you know, using this. So I don't wanna put it on as blush because it's not a blush color. Technically, yes, but you know what I mean. So anyway, so I'm gonna be putting this lower. I'm gonna be almost using it as like a contour color. Working it into the bottom of the cheekbone. And then you can kind of feather it out from there. So much fun to do this today, guys. I hope that you all have a really good rest of your day. I'll have a good rest of my day. All right, bye. Let me move this back and I can move this over. I have this guy, which is the Canon 70D. And this is my favorite camera for filming YouTube stuff because it has the flip out screen, which is awesome, which is nice. It's nice